guys, dry practice with the rifle can be a little bit of a challenge. Obviously, you want to remove the source of your magazine, have the gun safety, lock your bolt to the rear, visual, physical inspection that the rifle's unloaded. And when we go through the process of practicing your marksmanship fundamentals, you got a bunch of stuff you can successfully do with the rifle in this condition. You can work on coming up, getting your trigger press, manipulation of the safety, but every single time you get into this triggers pressed, the bolt, the hammer's falling onto the bolt, you got to do this every time to reset it. And as the rifle's moving, you can't put the firearm on safety because the hammer's in the forward position. So you're building in all these training scars of not being able to manipulate your safety the way you should. On target, on trigger, safety off target, off trigger, safety on. And you can't do that process if the hammer's forward. And you don't want to have this rhythm of shooting the gun, having to rack the bolt to the rear and let go. So it's got to be a better solution to it. And I think there is. So very first thing we need to do is, again, firearms on safe, visual physical inspection of the gun's unloaded, and then we just need to push our rear detent pin, pull our charging handle bolt carrier group out, open up the Mantis Blackbeard X, take my Blackbeard X bolt carrier group charging handle combo, put it in, close the firearm, put my rear detent pin back in, take my fully charged Blackbeard X magazine, and just in this configuration, I'm already back in business doing some training. I don't have to have such a mindset of what am I going to do wrong and have a negligent discharge. My bolt carrier group and my charging tank will right back into the case to protect it, not lose it. And now I can work on my stance, my grip, good C grip on my stock, a little bend to my elbow, get the toe of the stock right where it needs to be, and be practicing coming up, finding my sight picture, and getting a good trigger press. Now, I have the ability now to sweep my safety on and off in between shots, and I get an actual trigger press that includes a reset, so I don't have a bad habit of camping out on the trigger and holding it to the rear when I need to be letting it reset during recoil and prepping it. And I can get repetitions into doing that correctly. You can't press this trigger faster than this system can reset it. Unless maybe Jerry Mitchell, which I don't know that even he could. It'll do 10, I believe, off the top of my head, 10 trigger presses per second. So it's fast, faster than I am. And I get these evolutions in of doing it correctly. Now, if I had a second Mantis X, I could also be doing some magazine exchanges and incorporating that into my trigger press and my dry practice. So really focusing on getting a good solid stance, platform, elbows and body in the right position, get my mechanics and coming up and working on that safety on and off. That's cool, but wouldn't it be cool if it did all the things that the Mantis does when I put it on my pistol? Well, they did it. So let me see if I can get the camera here. So this right here on the X10, on the Mantis X, Blackbeard X, I guess I should try to say that correctly, on the Blackbeard X. So the Mantis, you turn on your Bluetooth, a little press there, we get this little blue light that says we got extra going on. I haven't connected yet to my tablet. Let's see if I can accomplish it. Searching, connecting, connected, just like that. That would be a cool thing to fix, Mantis. I don't know if you'll actually watch my stuff, but sometimes on tablets, it'd be nice to leave oriented the other way. Now we got some extra drills that wasn't open on this program before. We got this BBX Dynamics. Now, increase your speed while maintaining a good score. Shoot multiple targets, minimum of 2, focusing on straight transition, minimal over travel, and minimum delay on target. It's already set up for the AR-223, and it's already set to me being right-handed. Now I'm gonna see if I can set things up so you can see. Now I haven't done anything fancy. All I've done is set up some basically Post-it notes on the wall here. And I'm just gonna use 2 of them right now for this drill. We're gonna hit start. It's gonna say shooter ready. And safety on, muzzle down. Now let's take a look at and see what it has to say on how I did here. So this is, the device is smarter than me, and it took me a few times of horsing around with it before I understood what it was saying to me. Sorry about the all over the place here. So it's gonna give me, so my total delay of 1.12 seconds. And it gives me a shot score of how good I did, including a little, I don't know if you can see it there, but a little trophy for my best evolution and a black trophy for my worst. And I spent a total of 13.16 seconds to make my 12 shots. And that was transitioning from the far left to the far right, far left, far right. So it gives me all these splits. Now I can go to this screen and it shows me, for instance, on this one, it shows me that over travel. So let's select one and let's hit play. So it shows the path that I took coming up from muzzle down, up to target, over traveled, came back down. A lot of wasted time, wasted motion. The shortest path between 2 objects is a straight line, and I failed on that. Here's my transition from 1 to 2. It's pretty good. A little bit of coming down and settling in, over aiming. And back, a little over traveling back to where I thought I needed to be. That was a lot better. And I start getting all this data and I can realize, hey, I am doing, that was a good one. And that also gave me a shot score of 98.1. So as we go through these, it gives me all this, but then it also gives me this, and it's my split time, my delay, my on target time, my transition time in the previous. And what for me, maybe the people that designed this had a different idea of things, but to me, it's the beauty is when I start seeing these really low on target times and these really low delay times is when I start seeing that, hey, I'm not wasting time. I got a little time moving from transition to transition, and I could drive the gun a little faster, but these in-between times are really cool. And then this one, if I have it on this while I'm doing the drill, it shows the path of the muzzle going back and forth, and I can in real time see the movement. If I kind of move it around here now, you see it's just real time moving around. So it's always knowing, and it's like, it's magic in that it knows what I'm doing, even though this isn't sending a camera view to these, it just knows what I'm doing. So let's go back to train and let's go transition and let's try this triple threat drill. So the triple threat drill, it shows me right here, which I really appreciated, how to set up the drill and what it is I'm supposed to be doing. And it kind of shoots it in order. Totally love this. So it requires 6 targets. I didn't use anything fancy. Again, I just have 6 on the right-hand side here, blue Post-it notes. 3 rounds, pelvic girdle 1, headshot 1, 3 rounds, pelvic girdle 1, headshot 1, 3 rounds, pelvic girdle 1, headshot 1. And I'll let that play out there and you'll just watch it. Now, I want to increase my speed while maintaining a good score. So 3 silhouette targets, 3 chest shots, 1 pelvic shot, 1 headshot, left, repeat, right, repeat, for a total of 15 shots. So I will try to run this drill and you can get an idea of what that's looking like here. Wrong order, but we did it. And let's hit stop. So average score 93.3, 7.65 seconds. Best shot was on my shot 5. Let's switch over to here. And again, it shows me my transitions. So figuring out what the crap I was gonna do, come back up, and boom. Next shot, not a lot of movement from shot to shot. Shows me my movements. My transition dipped a little too far. Came up, landed on it, took my shots. That was much better. Landed on it, took my shot. 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 Hoping you can see this movement here. And I start seeing where I waste my movement. Started improving a little there. So I'm doing a little bit of a loop, up, left, up, down, like a clockwise rotation from shot to shot that I need to kind of take care of that. That was nice. And then straight down, boom, landed on it. That was good. So now I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna try to improve my shot score. And I'm gonna be vulnerable and put myself on the camera, which I don't love. And we'll see what I got going on here. So hit the reset button, get my rifle up and ready. Tells me the drill, shooter ready. All right, there we go, let's hit stop. So my score wasn't as high, but we'll see if I improved any for some individual movements. And yeah, boy, yowzer, that was a terrible one. Getting on target. Started tightening things up. A little wasted movement left to right, over travel. I mean, I was just trying to go faster than I should have. There's a movement. And while this might not seem to be making all that much sense to you, I think if you had shot it and you were watching it and were realizing the little dips and movements, I don't know that I would even seen myself doing these little nuances if I was replaying this through just video alone and watching myself. I don't think I would catch all these little nuances. So let's go to the next screen. Well, I really sped up on my transitions, but then it cost me here with my delay and my on target times. So here I really sped things up, and down here you guys can see what I did on the previous session. But so I improved one thing, but then I ruined the other thing. So let's give it a third roll and let's see how I do. And I don't know if I can get this to capture both, but we're gonna try. I'm intentionally just doing all this right here in my front room, not up in the range, not in the classroom, because I just want everybody to see that you don't need anything fancy to do this training. So I improved. Better score on my average. And I definitely cut these down a little bit. I can see some improvements from the previous session. And this one, I picked the wrong target and it absolutely showed me. So big old overswing. And, oops, wrong direction. This is the one I think I get the most data for me personally, is I like seeing. My first shot on that one, I did a much better job of driving it to my target from my low ready position. And then, oops, number 2, just a little bit of movement. Number 3, little dance around, still doing that little loop. I gotta fix that. I'm gonna try to fix that with my elbow position. Drove the gun down, back up to the top target. There we go. That was a big improvement. Also was a big improvement. Definitely screwed up on which target I was going to there. And that's where you saw that big time delay on my blue on the other graph. And there. So those were all improvements except for that one big whoopsie. I'm good with that. There's more to be done, but as far as an intro to what this thing does, that's kind of my just showing you it's freaking magic. I've jokingly said that before when I've talked about their products. How does it work? I don't know. It's FM. Yeah, I don't even want to try to explain what it is they're doing because it's a bunch of math. I guarantee it. And gyroscopes and crap like that. I don't know. I just pulled that out of my behind. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It works. And that's the Mantis Blackbeard X. If you liked this rifle, I have really been digging and I'm learning to use these low power variable optics. I'm sure I just said that in the wrong order, LVPO. I have no idea. There we go. I actually am. You can see the reticle. Obviously not as good as what a camera would be able to pull off, but through an iPhone, that's actually pretty good to show it to you. It's that green dot center, and it's got different holds for different heights. Big throw to go back and forth for magnification, no magnification covers. The power switch is pretty great in that you got your different brightness settings, but in between each of them is off. So I can just quickly go to power 7, for instance, instead of having to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sweet little optic with illuminated reticle. High quality mount. But it is definitely a different shooting experience shooting with the magnification versus just a traditional red dot endless eye relief. You actually gotta make sure you get that eye relief at the right distance. I'm really finding myself fixing my brain to how to run that variable power optic using the Mantis system with the Blackbeard X is really increasing my speed of figuring that out, getting a consistent eye relief, cheek weld, and using it for its full potential, more so than just putting rounds down range and costing me money every shot. Mantis Blackbeard X, guys, worth every penny.